Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say Barak Atah Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to all of the sincere ICAM worldwide that push this truth week in and week out on a diligent basis. Hey, the purpose of this sit down that I'm doing now is just to emphasize that we're not supposed to have faith in this place. This kingdom is really ultimately set for destruction. The Most High has created this place to be literally an example of why you do not mess with the ordinance of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. America and the rest of these kingdoms are going to be destroyed, yeah, without a trace of them left. And it's all through the will and power of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. You can read that in Proverbs 16:4, where it explains that the Most High has created all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Because you got to understand, people will be out here talking about, but so what if white people are wicked, by God's law? It's not their fault that's just how they were created. Why is the Most High going to create them that way and find fault? Hey, you just got to have a quick read through Romans 9, man. The scripture's got an answer for everything. Hey, honestly speaking, you know why? Because it was the Most High's will to create them that way, man. So you could destroy them, to make an example out of them, man, to put fear in the rest of the nations. The Most High creates righteousness, he creates wickedness also, man, as a balance. Because everything the Most High creates is balance, good and evil, man, light and dark. Yeah? So, hey, man, who are you to question the Lord? You got to understand that we're put in this condition right now because we went off against the Most High. Ultimately, yes, the Most High put it in us to have that fleshly heart, but our people still went off, man. So guess what? Because of the fact we went off, we're being punished by the Lord. I'm going to start with Amos chapter 3, and I'm going to go from verse 1. It reads, "Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai have spoken against you, O children of Israel." Yeah? Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying. So that basically the Lord put the curses not only on the southern kingdom, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, not only on the northern kingdom, Ephraim, on down. The Most High put these curses on the whole 12 tribes of Israel, man. So we were all oppressed together. In America, we're all being oppressed right now in this modern day Babylon. And it ultimately, man, no matter where Jake were at, even when the northern and the southern kingdom split, Jake was still catching hell, man. So, but it says in verse 2, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities." So the Most High is basically saying there, man, I set a high expectation for Israel. Now, because of the fact that you couldn't live up to the expectations that I set for you, the Most High said he was going to punish us, man. And that's what we're in right now. That's why the majority of us are out here, in these wasted cities, whether that be, New York, London, LA, Paris, wherever the hell brothers are at, man. We're up in these cities, man, living amongst the lowly, living in shitholes, catching hell because of the fact that our fathers have sinned, man, and we've borne their burden. That Lamentations, man. Lamentations 5 is a good chapter. Go into all of that. Yeah, it says here, "Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities." You gotta understand that our people have always had a nature of going off. Read the book of Judges. It's a list of captivities, man. The Most High would deliver us out of one, and then we'd go right back into another, because when the judge died, or he passed on the rulership of the kingdom, Israel, so like would just get under the influence of wickedness, or the heathen that were around them, and just go right back into the wickedness that they were doing. But right now, the Most High is raising a standard in the form of his elect. And now we are out here as an example to the rest of Israel, man, to ultimately bring back the righteous to repentance. That's why I pursue into Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter, yeah, and the 3rd chapter also. We're always out there, man, calling out to Jake, encouraging them to come out of the wickedness that they're in, yeah, and really and truly come back to the truth of the word. But the majority of our people are not going to do that. Therefore, they're going to be destroyed, man. Totally destroyed. Now, I'm going to really start from the 12th verse in Zephaniah 1, Zephaniah the 1st chapter, yeah, which is on the point, Zephaniah 1, and I'm going to start from 12, which reads, "And it shall come to pass, at that time, I will search Jerusalem with candles." So, the Most High is going to shine a light on Israel, man. And Israel is also known as Jerusalem. Yahshua being Israel, he the prince of the power. But Yarushalam, you know, the city of peace. Hey, the Most High is going to put that spotlight on Israel, man, and he's going to search it for righteous men. Yeah, you know, when I come, shall I find faith upon the earth? You know, how was I asking, man? Because it's going to seem like there's no faith on the earth. It's going to seem, even, and it seems like even right now amongst brothers, well, I mean, not amongst brothers, but whilst brothers are out here doing this ministry, that there's no one out there of our people that's righteous. But ultimately, the elects are out there, man. And that's why the Most High is using his men to push the word. That's why we're out here as a spectacle to men, because the Most High is shining that light through that candle on Jerusalem, man. And ultimately, and he's exposing the wickedness of our people and getting the righteous out of that mind state. Yeah? It says here, and punish the men that are settled on their lees. So everyone that's on this, yeah, you know, it ain't so bad out here, you know, at least we got, you know, some Section 8 or some universal credit. You know, I can buy myself a 40 ounce or some beer. Hey, man, the Most High ain't down with that, man. You either with him or against him. There ain't no lukewarm with the Lord. So anyone that's just on this, yeah, you know, it ain't that bad out here. I got a decent job. I got my squeeze on the side. The Most High gonna do away with you, man, because apostles are hard, keeps on going into it. These are some real serious times. It says that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Hey, man, they're just on this, you know, the Lord is going to take his time. What are you talking about? The Lord's going to come right now or potentially next year. Hey, man, ultimately speaking, if you're not ushering in the day, you're not in the right spirit, man. Because you shouldn't really want to be in this kingdom, man. You should be calling on the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to bring this place down. Yeah? It says, therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. Hey, man, a lot of Jake out here are trying to establish themselves in Esau's kingdom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy you, and he's going to destroy you with your so-called mortgage, or your, you know, or your establishment, your businesses, your black businesses. But that's what Jake are out here trying to do, trying to establish some new black Wall Street in 2018, man, up in London, America, wherever the hell they're at. But ultimately speaking, this is not your rest. We have no continuous city here, man, and that's been stressed by the prophets. That's been stressed by the elders and apostles. That's been stressed throughout the scriptures, man. That's why you're going to die out here, man. Because at the end of the day, Jake are not trying to prepare themselves for the day of the Lord. They're just trying to get comfortable in Babylon. The scripture says in verse 14, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Hey, man, even these warriors, man, are going to be out there. So-called warriors, these soldiers are going to be out there begging for mercy, man. It's going to be a scary day, a day like no other. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and the alarm against the ring fence, against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men. They shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust and their flesh as the dung. I mean, you know, that whole chapter is good, but, you know, ultimately speaking, man, a lot of these people out here are going to suffer, man. And the judgment is going to begin first at the house of you know, Israel, man. Israel's going to be judged first, man. The 2/3 of our people are going to catch holy hell, especially people that we've actually told about the truth. You see, what it is that a lot of people come by the camp, really and truly, if they're not getting saved, to get condemned. A lot of the scoffers that we get come up week in, week out, or the people that come up and do disrespectful shit, straight up disrespectful shit to brothers, you don't understand, man. The scriptures did speak about offences must come, you know, but woe to them through whom they come. It were better that a millstone would hang about his neck and he would drown in the river, man. Those are Yahweh Shai's words. What that means is it's better for you to literally, kill yourself by grabbing a boulder, tying it around your neck and throwing yourself in the Thames than for you to upset a man of the Lord, man. Hey, it's going to be so real out here soon. Ezekiel 9:4 says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So, you know, we read it earlier that the Most High has got a candle, a light basically over Jerusalem. Hey, just there, he told his angels to go through Jerusalem in that spirit of the Passover and put a mark of exemption, that farewell, on the men that sigh that cry for the wickedness of this society. Yeah? But let's see what he said in verse 5. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, go you after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Basically, kill everything that don't have that mark of exemption. Every single thing. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Oh man. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Those were the angels of the Lord just there being described. And they were getting busy, because they were the spirits created for vengeance, man, who in their fury lay on sore strokes, man, and appeased the wrath of them that made him. Hey, the Most High, man, is not a joke. You see, a lot of you people out here, you just think, yeah, because the Most High ain't actively destroying this place physically right now. Well, he is technically speaking. We can see the infrastructure of this place, but because the Most High ain't cracking down buildings and shooting laser beams just yet, you think that everything's all good. You think, the Most High gonna come in my lifetime. World War III while I'm alive? Maybe in my children's lifetime. But hey, you people are gonna be in for a rude awakening. You don't understand. Like just recently this year, we came out of the coldest winter I've ever experienced in London, man. Honestly speaking, there was snow in March, and apparently there might even be more snow coming. Hey, ridiculous. It was cold as hell, bruv. That was the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, number one. And second of all, there were all kind of crazy signs in the sky. You think that's just coincidence because Esau tells you, he gives you some bullshit scientific breakdown. That's because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is getting ready to cause some major upsets and some major damage, man, to this place. But hey, man, you people are just ain't ready. You think the Most High ain't serious, but what does Galatians 6 and 7 say, man? Straight up, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Meaning, hey, man, whatever you put out there, man, the Most High gonna give it right back to you. That energy you put out there, the Most High gonna give it to you. You got people out there bugged out calling it karma, energy of the universe, whatever. Hey, ultimately speaking, it's the balance of the Lord, man. You do wickedness, the Most High gonna send wickedness your way, man. Hey, and that's the reality of the situation. You, Jake, just got to realize that just because the war drums ain't beating physically just yet, it's not a joke, bruv. Things are really going to get popping real soon. And you women out here as well that are proud as hell, trying to shit on men, you gonna be getting grabbed by the hair, slapped up. Hey, it's gonna be so real. You weak, man. You 2/3. You gonna be getting thrust through, man. The Most High is gonna use his whipping stick, Esau, and he's gonna be popping you up. All you so-called gangbangers, man, that are about it, making money on the roads. You best show the hardest side of your personality on that day, man. Because honestly speaking, man, Jake are out there doing total wickedness, fucking each other's women, killing each other, and they think that they just gonna go on forever, man. And that wickedness, the Most High is gonna lay the wicked flat, yeah. And it says here in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11 that because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So just because a man, can commit some adultery and the Most High don't put him to death just then, don't mean that the Lord ain't gonna get you, man. Because there's things worse than death also, man, that the Most High can put upon you. Trust me. Hey, man, the Most High can really do you dirty, man, if he really wants to. So like, yeah, that's not even the correct way of saying it, because the Most High it ain't gonna do nothing dirty. He ain't gonna do nothing, he ain't gonna do nothing that's not righteous. But the Most High can really get you, man. Really get you. Trust me. Hey, man. Though a sinner do an evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which fear before him. Amen. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Amen. The Most High can make an example out of niggas, man. Really and truly. And that's what a lot of you, Jake, are going to receive. You're going to be made examples out of, man, because you're trusting in this society. You believe that this so-called white man's kingdom is good for you. You believe that, honestly speaking, there's some sort of future here. But, hey, man, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has got you marked. If you're in the spirit of, I want to go back to Egypt, Moses, we had the limes, the leeks, the garlics. You know, yes, we was catching hell, but it's better than what we're going through with this word. It's better than what we're going through with this ministry. It's all good because you're going to get ultimately destroyed and you're going to come in that kingdom, if you're an Israelite anyway, with your head held super low because you had the gifts and you gave it up, man. You got to understand, once you're given the name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the name of the Son, which is Yahweh Shai, those are your tools, your keys to the kingdom of heaven, man. If you let those go, then ultimately speaking, man, you through, man. Hey, man, there ain't nothing out here, neither. Anyone with a basic spiritual mind can see that. There ain't nothing left to hold on onto in this society. That's why I'm going to round everything up now and just literally finish it off with this scripture in Isaiah 31, which says, woe to them that go down to Egypt, be in the house of bondage, yeah, Egyptos for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, yeah, because they see the decadence, you know, they see the armies, they see, you know, the advertisements, the way this place is portrayed, the Oxford Circus is the Times Square, and they think, yeah, man, this is the place to be, you know, they think, yeah, you know, Carney, like, you know, tall buildings, Canary Wharfs, hey, but it says, and then horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek they the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And hey, that's the majority of our people because they're carnal, man. They believe in carnality. That's the women especially. They want to see the big beamers and the and you know, the flash chains and all of that. But when that time of martial law comes in, you can't get to no gas stations to put petrol in your car. What the fuck then, nigga? When you got a gold chain on your neck but no food in your fridge to eat, what then? You know what I mean? You niggas gotta understand that unless Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai guides you, like Psalms 127 reads, unless the Most High builds or establishes your house, man, it's gonna fail. It don't matter what you do. There's examples of that in the scriptures, man, of men that led, you know, thousands in revolt against the Romans, man. And then guess what? The Most High took them down. You gotta understand, the Most High, yeah, is, hey, man, he's got his agenda, and we ain't above that. So brothers just got to fall in place, and ultimately, man, if you're a part of the elect, you'll do what you got to do, and you'll show the due diligence. If you wait, then just prepare yourself for judgment, man. Stay humble, man, because Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai going to redeem you as long as you fight unto the end. That's that Romans 2, Revelation, so like your 2 and 25, man. You know, I'm going to leave it there. Shalom, Akim. In fact, let me just quickly. Yeah, Revelations 2 and 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. Ultimate jurisdiction, ultimate power, amen, and ultimate ultimate knowledge, man. That's coming through the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And you know, all we gotta do, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Ra'azah, is keep faith. Shalom, Akim. Stay strong. Shalom.